Hello. I realized upon viewing my last video that I cut it short too quick. I read one chapter of Job when I should have went through two. Now let's go with I do not endorse this book or advocate the use of words of this book. I'm an atheist. I use this book as a weapon against itself. It's all evil. It's all lies. I'm capital N-O-T. I'm not a pastor. I'm an activist against this evil, despicable book. Now, I don't. My last video, I left off with Job 1, but felt like I had to cover two chapters at once. The question is, Job chapter 1 and 2, is Satan such a bad guy? Is Satan a bad guy? He just strolls into Job chapter 1 and 2, and he's walks in kind of innocently, not looking to stir the pot and stir the shit, and that it's God who decides to fuck things up. We'll go into that. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. That man was perfect and upright. That's cherry pick. Hey, you can't cherry pick. You got to read the complete chapter. Christians have told me that Mo, you can't just pick out one verse out of here and one verse out of there and one verse out of here and one verse out of there. Now, one verse can tell a whole complete story. Like, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. The man was perfect and upright. There has to be a backstory about that. Why is he called perfect and upright unless he really was perfect and upright? There's our Christian cherry pick. Now, you got to read the complete chapter to get the context. Meanwhile, I'm posting one verse on my Facebook wall. It's one verse. Hey, how come you didn't post the whole chapter now? Okay. It's perfect and upright. One that feared God and eschewed evil. If you're to eschew evil, that means that you should be without this God. This God is evil. Okay. Verse 2. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. 10 people. Children, 10 children. 7 sons, 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the East. That means back then people really didn't have money. Money meant the massive amounts of livestock and goods that you have. So he's a very rich man. He had thousands of this and thousands of that and thousands of the other thing when it came to livestock. That's a very rich man. And he had a quiver foe. He had 10 kids, 7 sons, 3 daughters. His substance also, yeah, I already read that. Okay, verse 4 of Job 1. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. Now, verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings. That means burning animals. PETA. According to the number of them all, for Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned. I think they might have sinned, so just in case they did sin, I'm gonna burn up some fucking animals. God loves that when you burn up fucking animals. And what if they curse God? God damn it, fuck you, Jesus Christ. What if they curse God in their hearts? God damn it, motherfucker. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves to the Lord, and Satan also came with them. Verse 6. All of a sudden, Satan pops out of nowhere. Boom, he's in Job chapter 1. Now, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, they're talking together. Lord, Satan, blah, 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 blah. Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down it. Now, I got a contradiction video. Okay, let's see what the contradiction video is. Okay. Is the devil free to roam? No. 2 Peter 2:4, Jude 6. The devil is free to roam. No, he's not. These 2 chapters, Job 1 and 2, and also 1 Peter 5:8. That's a favorite Christian cherry pick that says, watch out, for he's roaming around about like a roaring lion, seeing whom he could devour. But a couple sets of contradictions right in Job 1 and 2. All of a sudden, Satan pops in. I think that was 1:6, wasn't it? Was it 1:6? And we're at 1:7. Oh, 1:7 is when they're talking to each other, yeah. Where have you been? What have you been doing? The Lord said. Hey, he's supposed to be all knowing, all seeing. He knows everything. He senses everything fucking around him. And he's asking Satan, what have you been doing with yourself? Oh, I'm just wandering about to and fro here and there. And I end up in Job chapter 1. But he's supposed to know that beforehand, right? But he has to ask Satan, what is he doing here? And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Satan never said anything about fucking around with this guy. It's God who came up with the idea. Hey, all of a sudden out of the blue, hey, let's make a fucking joke. Hey, we considered my servant Job, he's the most righteous, upright man on earth. He's the richest man with his cattle and livestock and land, and his fucking quiver full of 10 children and all kinds of fucking servants and this and that and the other thing. So God's the one who brought it up. So Satan's not the evil one who says, I'm going to fuck with Job. God is the one who brought it up in the first place. Hey, let me give you an idea, Satan. Now, Satan, let me tell you about this. This whack mania fucking thing in my head. I gotta say, let's fuck with this guy. He's the most righteous, faithful guy on earth. Let's fuck around with him just for kicks. Isn't that fucking funny? Right. Have you considered my servant Job? There's none like him in the earth. Perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and eschewed evil. Then Satan answered the Lord, said, "Don't Job fear God for nothing?" He doesn't fear you for nothing. I mean, you set a hedge about him. You given him riches, the family, and perfectly wonderful, righteous, upright life he has. You don't fear God for nothing, Job. Okay. Hast thou made a hedge about him and his house, about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and the substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse you to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that I have is in thy power. So God is saying, I'm giving you all the power I can give you. So you fuck around with this guy, Job. Behold, all that I have in my power I give unto you. But do not put your hand upon him. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And this isn't supposed to be omnipotent, omnipresent. Fucking sees everything, knows everything. Isn't he? What? And he went out of the presence of the Lord. There's something with not in his sight. It's that fucking darkness. Like it goes out into the void. Unknown. He went out of the presence. That means he's no longer seen. Wow. Dumb fuck circular, dumb fuck shit. Knows all, sees all, but he went out of the presence of the Lord. And 13. And there was a day when the sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses were feeding besides them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yeah, they have slain servants with the edge of the sword. All his servants are dead. Sheep and asses are dead. While he was yet speaking there, came also another and said, The fire of God has fallen from the heaven and has burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them. And only I escaped to tell you about it. Hey, you know what God did? He sent a fireball to burn those fucking sheep and the servants, your fucking slaves. He did that. Fireball from God kills. And God planned it that way. It's like some kind of fucking war going on here. And Job is in his protective shell, and everything around him fucks up. Everyone's fucking dying. Except he's going to let one lone survivor come and fuck with Job and say, hey, you know what happened? Okay. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house. And almost 10 people, the 7 sons, 3 daughters, fucking died. There's a great wind. Who caused that great wind? Was it Satan or was it God? It's not identified in that verse. But God sent a fireball verse before. Sounds like your God's the fucking evil one, not Satan. Satan's just following orders, like, I'll let you do some magic tricks that causes death and violence, just so we can get our kicks out of it. Meanwhile, God's sending fireballs and windstorms. Shit. All of them died. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down on the ground and worshipped. If all that shit happened to me, I'm not going to bow down and worship you. What are you, fucking sadomasochist, fucking psychotic, fucking, religion is a mental illness. Job was like mentally ill. Like, I'm going to worship someone who killed all my livestock and my family. No. And said, naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. The Lord gives, and he takes it all away, but I still got to bless the Lord. He's a fucking ass kisser. After all that shit happened to him, he's an ass kisser. Hey, I know you killed all my livestock and my family with fireballs and windstorms, but can I kiss your ass? Job said. I guess he was an ass kisser. God, who was really the evil one. Satan's not the evil one. He just took a few instructions. And he even said he passed on some powers to him. So Satan could fuck things up too. In all, Job sinned not, nor did he charge God foolishly. He never charged God foolishly. He said, enough of this shit. He didn't speak back. Chapter 2. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came along with them. He's still wandering about. Still wandering about. Is the devil free to roam? The devil is tied up, 2 Peter 2:4, Jude 6. No, he's free to roam, Job 1:7, Job 2:2, 1 Peter 5:8. And the devil is not a bad guy, Job chapter 1 and 2. And we're starting 2. We read 2:2 where the Lord said, no, we're going to verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Satan also came to present himself before the Lord. Okay, Satan is in the presence of the Lord now. In chapter 1, he says he went out of the presence. Now he jumped back in. I'm going to jump right back in when chapter 2 starts. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? He has to ask a question about where he came from. He's not omniscient, omnipresent, and all that crap, where he's all knowing, all seeing. He's not, because he has to ask him where he came from. He should already knew. Don't you have the internet? Hey, the devil tweeted he was here and there and everywhere. Oh, God's tweeting, where are you, devil? Where are you, Satan? This dumb fuck circular dumb shit. Where have you come from? When I'm supposed to be all knowing, all seeing, all powerful, and all that dumb shit. Oh, I was going to and fro from the earth and walking up and down upon it. He could travel all around the earth. When I got a contradiction video about that. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? Didn't he say that in chapter 1? Now it's the same repeated shit again. Have you considered my servant Job? That makes it the second time. He said it in chapter 1. Now we're in chapter 2. Have you considered my servant Job? Wouldn't it be a good idea to fuck around with him? There's none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and eschewed evil. And still he holdeth fast to integrity, although thou hast movest me against him to destroy him without cause. God says he's moving to destroy him without cause. Your God is a fucking bully. This is only the beginning. Have you ever read through the 42 chapters of the book of Job? That's fucking horrifying and terrible. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin. Yeah, all that man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and flesh, and he will curse you to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hands, but save his life. So he's allowing Satan to play some dirty fucking tricks and fuck around with Job. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. Now he's out of sight again. He went out of the presence. How many fucking times did it say that in chapter 1? I went out of the presence. That means he's not all knowing and all seeing. Okay. Again, in chapter 2, when it happened before in chapter 1, he went out of the presence of the Lord again. He's just skipping in and out of this shit, isn't he? All of a sudden, there's another absence of him. Then he's going to pop up in another verse sometime. Okay. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore boils in the sole of his foot up to his crown. He had these boils, the skin condition where it's like fucking boil balls all over you from head to toe to head. Boils, painful, sores. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. And scrape these fucking bubbly boils off of you. Why are you doing that shit? Is this some fucking lacerating all your skin off? Or what? Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. Wow. This is the first time we ever heard about his wife. We heard about the 10 people who were his children that died. We heard about the thousands of livestock. God must have kept her alive just to fuck around with them now. Because we go to verse 10, but he said unto thee, thou speakest as one as a foolish woman speaks. What shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not also receive evil from God? There is an evil from God. It means God is evil. He didn't say anything about Satan there. He said there's a good with God, but then we have to take the evil from God. That was verse 10. In all this, Job did not sin with his lips, still kissing God's ass. And he's the woman's below him. And he's like saying, "How dare you? I scorn you, woman, for even saying foolish things about my God, who fucking killed thousands of livestock, killed all his servants, bombed the fuck out of the place, put a protective shell around him. He must have spared his wife just to fuck around with him now." Let's go to verse 11. Now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that has come upon him, they came everyone from his own place: Eliphaz the Temanite, the Bildad, the Shuhite, and the Zophar, and the Namathite. I didn't pronounce those words correctly, but who cares? For they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept. And they rent everyone his mantle and sprinkled dust on their heads toward heaven. I guess that means they didn't physically meet him. They had to do this magic incantation. They sprinkled some kind of magic dust on their heads. Huh? So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights. Sit in one place on the ground 7 days, 7 nights. Doesn't that sound fucking stupid? And none spoke a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was so very great. Well, let's get to the contradiction video. Is the devil free to roam? No, the devil is tied up. 2 Peter 2. Contradiction. Whenever we get to it. Yeah. 2 Peter, still not there. These pages stick together. 2 Peter 2. Motherfucker's still not there. Finally found it. 2 Peter 2, verse 4. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved until judgment. That means that all these wicked devils are down in hell. They're in chains. They cannot go anywhere, right? Jude 6. Jude is after everything except for the Revelations. It's right before the Revelations. Jude chapter 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. The angels that left the habitation, the fallen angels, I suppose that means, have earned their everlasting chains and torment and darkness until the judgment of the great day. And I suppose that we aren't even to an all fucking judgment of a fucking day. The great day of judgment. That shit hasn't happened. And it's not going to happen. This dumb fuck bullshit, I tell you. So we're going to go contradictions. No, because Job chapter 1 and 2 I already read. Job. They're in chains and darkness, torment, till God judges them. But no, Job. Job chapter 1 verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan, where have you come from? And Satan answered the Lord, oh, I'm going to and fro, up and down your world, everywhere. I'm free to roam all over. I'm here and there and everywhere. But why 2 Peter 2:4 and Jude 6, where it says, they're all down in hell and chains and torment? No, I can wander around the whole entire world like I want to. When you go to Job chapter 1, verse 7. Job chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, where did you come from? And Satan answered, I was going to and fro in the earth, walking up and down upon it. He's walking all over the world. One Peter 5:8. Getting there. Almost there. Nah, not even there yet. One more page. Okay. I don't make very many videos using these books, I guess. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour. Like as if he's a fucking evil guy. Didn't I read Job chapter 1 and Job chapter 2? Read those 2 chapters. See, God is the evil one. He allows Satan the power. He even said he gave him the power. And then he doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing because, he went out of the presence of the Lord. He did that. He covered him with boils. And Job scraped and lacerated his skin to get rid of these bubbly boils. But a previous verse, he said, I will allow you powers, Satan. God released powers into Satan to do this fucked up shit. Did you know that God is evil? God is evil. Evil. Job chapter 2, verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as a foolish woman speaketh. Shall we receive good things at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil from God? It says they received evil from God. It's funny how he killed everyone, and then there's a lone survivor that comes back to tell him. Where was the wife during all this time? All of a sudden, the wife is mentioned in just one fucking verse. And it says, Job says, well, we get all this good. We got to accept the evil. He's calling God evil. That means he's fucking evil. Two Kings 6:33. Oops. And while he was yet talking with them, behold, the messenger came down unto him and said, behold, this evil is of the Lord. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and I create darkness. I make peace. And God says he creates evil. So you can dump your religion.